we're going to be c-betting? Question mark. It hits more of my range than it does his, so c-bet here is pretty standard. Doing pretty well so far. I've had very lucky spots. Aces versus kings, binked it, etc., etc. Here with Jack Queen suited, we're going to be raising it up. Question mark. Pre-flop raising. We really don't know much about him. I think we might just flat call, honestly. I would usually raise this, but I think we should be doing it with like kings plus. King Jack off, we're going to be opening here. Pretty standard. Nothing really much about it. Queen Jack suited, arguably we could have done something. We don't really have much here, so I think... Should I be continuation betting? Probably not. I think I just give up. We have literally no equity in the hand except hitting one of our overs, which is going to be only 6 outs, and that's really not a nice, comfortable spot I want to be in, especially when this guy's raising, and I feel like they've got very loose ranges. 9, 10, nope, that is not completing anything, so just be giving that up. Here with King Jack, we're going to be c-betting. Arguably could just check back this. I don't see, honestly, why. Question mark. We're going to be checking back with middle pair. It's not really a nice hand to be going with. See what happens with Wolfang. He folds. We get that one through. This guy bets tiny. Really strange. I don't really get it. I'm going to treat it like he's betting a king. You know, I'm not going to treat it like anything less. Here we're actually going to raise up with ace jack off. It's really not good enough of a hand to be doing anything else with. I think we're going to call off here with calling 8 to 16. Can he have worse queens? Possibly. Would he value bet worse queens? We check back flop, so it makes us look weaker. I think we're going to call. He does have a king. We got to look into that hand and find more folds there because I've had a lot of spots like that, and it's kind of sick because I just lose so much of the time. He really gives a good price, though, so... But with these fish, they're pretty much only betting when they have the absolute nuts. So I got to be kind of careful, especially on later streets when they decide to bet. King Jack suited here, beautiful hand. I'm thinking of getting a tattoo, actually, with... So my username is Dual Joker. So I'm thinking about getting something with like Joker tattooed on me. Maybe 2 Jokers, hence Dual Joker, the face of the Joker as well, stuff like that. I think we're going to c-bet on such a dry board here. It's pretty standard, honestly. When he leads into us, it's going to be kind of sick and we're going to give up, but we're going to be c-betting here a lot of the time. And hope he folds, question mark. He does, he gives it up. Here with ace queen, it's a pretty standard open. Hold on, I gotta see if queen jack is awesome. Queen jack is not in the open range, especially offsuit. If it was suited, then I'd open, but queen jack, there's not openable. Terrible, terrible hand. So yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna be, this is gonna go on for at least, this is going to go on for at least, I think I'm going to play for another hour or 2, honestly. And then I'll break up these segments into smaller pieces. And then post them that way. So they're going to be in different parts. This is going to be like an actual series. I'm only able to post in 15-minute increments as of right now because I'm not sponsored by YouTube or anything like that. So I'm going to break these segments up into small chunks. We're just going to flat here with 6s. You might question why I'm just flatting in the small blind with 6s. Well, precisely that. I'm going to be out of position. And I do see them calling my raise a lot of the time because these guys just tend to like to float with terrible hands, and 6s is not really a hand that competes with even queen 10 and stuff like that. So we're just going to give it up. When I call there in the small blind, I'm literally just trying to hit sets. And if somebody does raise, because we all limp, I'm planning to call there and hope for lower cards so I can continue on any of his bluffing streets. It really disguises our hand and gives us that potential of making huge pots when we actually do hit. Queen 7 off is going to be a fold on the button. Very weak hand. Doesn't really have much equity. If it was suited, then we... Let me think about that. If it was suited, we still wouldn't be able to open it. We'd have to be opening Jack 7 suited plus. So Queen 8 suited would be an open. All these things need to be taken into consideration. You really need to work on your pre-flop ranges if you want to be successful with this. You can't just be opening every fucking hand because it's going to show terrible odds in your favor or against you in the long run, and you're just going to find yourself in all these 6 spots all the time losing to mediocre hands because you yourself are always playing mediocre hands, and you can't really be value betting a lot of the time because you're never really going to have the nuts, right? So something you got to think about. I'm still very, and I'm just, oh, that was incredible that I broke aces with my ace jack of clubs. Super cool. You might have actually taken my entire stack if anything else happened. I'm going to check here. Probably going to give up when he bets, honestly. Like, he's limping with a shit ton of hands, and when he bets pot, it's an easy fold. Players at the lower stakes here give up a lot of information through their bet sizes. So when they bet small, they'll tend to have weaker hands, and when they bet huge, they tend to have nuts. Certain spots, though, they'll bet small, just try to kind of like get you to call with very weak hands, like the guy did with King 10, top 2, not top 2, but he had 2 pair versus my Queen Jack, and when he bets small there, it looks completely bluffy, honestly, and maybe he's doing it with like a 10. Yeah. This guy's pretty nitty, so I'm just going to flat here with King Queen off in the big blind. He doesn't play a lot of hands, and so when he raises here, it kind of puts me kind of defensive. Kind of makes me defensive. And then he leads out again here. We're just going to give up. We don't really have much hitting there, so don't really have much. Don't really have much. Let's see a jack roll off. Nope, not this time. Just when I thought I was God. I expect to see him have an overcard here. He has 6s, so that might be one to be noted. But honestly, that's a very average way to play the hand, especially against a limper, so I wouldn't really take that into too much consideration. We're actually going to be defending here when he bets there. Okay, well, we're just going to check, hope he bluffs, and we're going to call off with anything. Did we call? He has ace-8. Wow. I mean, we literally invested nothing into that pot, so there's really no reason to bet at the end. We're just going to do some bluff. It's interesting that I didn't bet the 8 there. He seems pretty decent of a player, I guess. Because he knows we're never calling with words, so he's maybe not. Maybe we are. Who knows? It's a scary board, though. I could have a 9. Can I? Maybe. Maybe not. We're not going to defend with 4-9 suited. This guy proves to be very aggressive. Maybe we had 4-5 suited, hit the flush. We just milk him for all of his stack. Second reality, nope. Comes second in my reality, right? It's mine stronger than yours. Get it. Ace-3 on the button, off as a fold. If this was ace-3 suited, we'd be opening it. So we're on a heater for quite a bit there, and now everything seems to be slowing down, but really interesting. Incredible how my aces actually hit the 2-outer. How he hit a 2-outer, then I hit a 2-outer. That's crazy. Beautiful, though. Beautiful. He's obviously not going to be that happy. Seeing that his kings get broken by aces. He manages to hit the kings on the turn. And then I still bink it on the river. Like, literally, that's so sick. Here we're playing heads up, so this might be interesting to watch. Hopefully he doesn't sit out. Okay, well, we got a bunch of people in now. We're going to be defending here. He's super short. We're not going to be raising these short stacks because it's kind of annoying when they decide to ship or call and get it in deep, you know. So he bets around pot. We're just going to give up. Doesn't hit our range at all. I think at these lower stakes, it's just very important to play nitty, and that's something I wasn't doing today. I was kind of being over-aggressive and trying to attack every single spot. But at these levels, you just want to play solid poker, ABC poker, and not get too out of hand with it. King 10 off here as a fold. If it was suited, we'd be opening. Queen 8, we're just going to check. Do manage to pair the board, which is kind of nice. We're going to check around. It'd be interesting to see if he led what we'd have to do. It's kind of an interesting spot that we might want to look at. Fortunately, it's a very draw-heavy board, so I don't really like a lot of calls. If he calls, I'm just going to give up my hand because I don't really see any reason to continue, especially if a 7 or a 9 rolls off. Like, literally, what are we going to do? We can't really do much, right? We do have the queen blocker against Jack-Queen. We're just going to give it up, though. See, as the 7 rolls off, now we're losing the 9s, we're losing his stuff. We're literally drawing dead at this point, so there's no reason to continue. He leaves, which makes me think he's like turning his hand up to say he has a 9, and this guy's probably got like a set or something. I have no idea, honestly, but like, how do you limp with it? I don't know. Yeah, so we shall see. It would be interesting to look at this hand, though. I want to see what this guy has. He has a 9, which we called, and this guy's a set? Question mark? He has 10 Jack, okay. Obviously, he shouldn't be calling there with 10 Jack. Like, it's super weak. I don't understand why he did it. Like, obviously, this guy's a 9. Does he not see the straight potential there? What's he calling on the flop with after checking, you know, like, interesting spot. We know nothing about this guy. We're just going to give up King 10 suited here. It's a beautiful hand, like, don't get me wrong, but he's literally making it massive for us to call, so we just don't really have much. Ace 4 suited here, potentially a raise, I guess. I don't really like playing out of position, but he limped and he's pretty deep, so we'll make a play here. Spots like this, I feel like, make me lose a lot more money in the long run, but yeah, I'm going to want to look at this honestly and see. He does fold. A lot of these limpers tend to call though, so I should be doing it with a lot better hands than Ace 4 suited out of position. Something to think about. So far, a decent session though. I recently just figured out how to get the auto rebuy on. It took me forever to figure that out. I think PokerStars might want to fix that and figure out an easier, more sound way of going about that, because honestly it was painstaking for me to find out how to do that. Really terrible, honestly. 6-9 off, it's a fold. 69 off is never good. 69 on is definitely what I like, if you catch my drift. I'm just going to check. We're going to check again. And we're going to check again. I would be very intrigued to see if he'd call with King High there. Interesting that he limps with King 6 suited, you know. I mean, I checked back a lot of my pairs there, and I mean, I'm not getting involved anytime. Ace King suited here, very nice hand. Ace 9 off, we're going to be opening. Now you might want to look at defending if it opens on the cutoff, which I have a very strong feeling he's about to do. Here we're going to be raising it up. Yeah, and like what are these guys trying to accomplish when they limp? If he ships here, I'm totally happy. I'm just going to call it off. He does fold. Ace 3 off is a fold. I believe Ace 8 off is the best I can do here. Beautiful, we hit 2 pair. Can't be that ashamed. We're going to be betting out. Pretty drivey board. I think it connects with a lot of people. Here we're going to be raising up the 8s to a limp. Pretty standard. You get a call, it kind of bricks off there. I think we're going to make it slightly smaller. Make it around half pot so we can call with 10 Jack. He folds. Pretty standard. Let's see what happened here. We're going to bet out again. So I raise, which is pretty standard, and we get a caller on the big blind. We can easily have the best hand here, get draws to call, etc., etc. We're going to be betting out again. Here we have aces, another beautiful hand. This guy calls, super weird, honestly.